How to build a solid self-discipline. What is self-discipline? Being a disciplined person means doing things right when you're supposed to do them. It means keeping your commitments and being true to yourself. In other words, it is the same thing as self-control. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can develop a solid self-discipline with 5 practical rules that you can immediately apply to your life today. These aren't just some quotes or tips that won't impact your life in any way, but they are tips that will change your life significantly if you apply them correctly. So let's begin. Why is self-discipline necessary? No matter what your goals are, you most certainly have to work in order to achieve them. And if you don't have any discipline, you probably won't put in any work and you'll just procrastinate. Therefore, being able to delay gratification and short-term temptations is crucial if you want to be a successful person. Now, there is a big difference between being disciplined and being self-disciplined, and it's all about willpower. For example, why do you think having a personal trainer is much more effective for losing weight than working out by yourself? Well, because they might help you with some techniques you were doing wrong and teach you new ones, but the most crucial aspect is motivation and accountability. There's a massive difference between working out by yourself and working with a trainer. Trainers tell you what to do, what you're doing wrong, how to do it correctly, and give you motivation. Between a person who is self-trained and a person that has a trainer, who is more self-disciplined? The one who does everything by herself, right? That's because no one is telling her what to do and when to do it. The only person holding her accountable is herself, while the other person has a trainer that follows her every step of the way. Being self-disciplined means that you will show up, do the work, and do it as you should. It also means to have good habits, and it's essential for behavior change interventions, because habitual behaviors are obtained automatically and are therefore likely to be sustained. You might recognize that you are not self-disciplined. Fortunately for you, it is a skill that you can learn and master even if you're starting from the bottom. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to discipline yourself to reach your goals faster and live a healthier, happier life. Now let's get into it with the 5 rules to developing a solid self-discipline. Rule number 1. Eliminate temptations. The first logical step is to remove everything that is keeping you from doing what you should do. You see, our brain is built to avoid all kinds of struggle, pain, and stress. So between working and watching movies, we tend to choose movies instead of working because it's easier and produces instant gratification. It all becomes a lot easier if you have nothing else to do than work. In this case, you could cancel your Netflix subscription. This can be applied to a variety of things. Are you tempted to go check your Facebook? Uninstall Facebook altogether. Now this might sound a little drastic, I know, so here's another thing that you could do. Without uninstalling all your social media apps and giving away your TV, make procrastinating inconvenient. If you work from home and you work from a desk that is a couple feet away from your couch, it would be easy for you to get distracted. Take a short break and spend the rest of the day consuming useless snacks while watching worthless stuff. Sounds familiar? If, however, you are working from your local public library, it's a lot harder, if not impossible, for you to procrastinate since you are in a quiet place with little to no distraction. And you don't have your fridge on the left nor your couch on the right to distract you. This way, if you really want to take one of those short breaks on the couch, you'd have to travel all the way back home to get to it, and that's inconvenient. Rule number 2. Don't wait for the right mood. Let's be honest here. Who has never postponed work because they didn't feel like it? We all have. And I will tell you a little secret here. You will probably never feel like it. And even if you do, you'll get started with the work and stop after 10 minutes because you won't be in the right mood anymore. As I said before, our brain is not built for productivity. Quite the opposite. It was built for instant gratification. So you shouldn't wait for the right time, you should do it anyway. Here's a suggestion that will help you. The 3 seconds rule. It's simple. When you are not doing what you're supposed to, just count to 3 and then do it. Don't think about it, Don't worry about it, just do it. Do you have to get up and study? 1, 2, 3, and you're doing it. Do you have to get out of bed? 1, 2, 3, you're up. The key here is not to think about it, so don't say it slowly, just perform it instantly. Are you learning something new? Are you ready to improve your life by practicing discipline? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Your opinion is really valuable. Rule number 3. Set attainable goals. Goal setting is also a skill that will help you get things done faster. You have to be realistically ambitious when you set goals. A famous entrepreneur once said, if you know exactly the steps to reach your goal, the goal is too small. Studies for goal setting and task performance show that specific and challenging goals lead to higher achievement than easy goals. Do your best goals or no goals. Goal setting is most likely to improve task performance when the goals are specific and adequately challenging. So even if you can't actually achieve it, you'll always be more productive. A good goal is an attainable goal that isn't too small. Otherwise, it will feel like you're wasting your energy. It should also have a deadline. A good deadline will help you be more efficient and focused, especially if you make yourself accountable. A few years ago, a friend of mine was working on a music project. This was a very complex project for him, and it took him a long time to put everything together. He was both the director and editor of the video. He had been working on it for a few weeks and then realized that he was making no progress. He decided to challenge himself. That day, he announced to all his fans that the video will be ready and released in just a few weeks. That meant a lot of work in a short period of time. After some late nights, he successfully finished and published the music video in time a few weeks later. So the point is, when people hold you accountable, you are more likely to get the thing done. Rule number 4. Think long-term. Abraham Lincoln once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is that successful people take action. If they don't like something, they don't complain about it. They work to change it. So ask yourself the following questions. What are you doing to improve your life right now? Based on your current daily activities, what does your future look like in 3, 5, and 10 years from now? As soon as you write this in your mind, you understand that everything you do today will have a massive influence on the person you'll become tomorrow. And this is the best way to motivate yourself to do what you're supposed to do, even if you quote-unquote don't feel like it. Rule number 5. Progressively develop a productive routine. Start small. You won't change overnight. A few years ago, when I got serious about my health and started exercising, which meant going to the gym and jogging, I initially hated it. It was hard, tiring, and sometimes painful. After the first 3 days, I seriously wanted to quit. But something in me told me to keep going, so I continued. The first month was difficult and very hard on my body, but something interesting happened after that. I wasn't expecting it, but I actually started enjoying exercising and going to the gym. I looked forward to it, and I also started to notice that my days were becoming more productive, and I was getting a lot more done. I had more energy, and I was also starting to look a lot better. So, big results take time to achieve, but you can achieve them with small, consistent actions. A great way to get you started is to wake up at the same time every day and have a precise plan on what the day looks like. As soon as you wake up, make your bed. This is a great small victory and a great way to get the ball rolling. Making your bed in the morning has been proven to increase motivation and productivity throughout the day. To get started on how you are going to improve your routine, start identifying areas you'd like to see changes. You can make a list and group every daily activity into positive, neutral, and negative activities if you want. Positive activities are those that take you closer to your goal, like sending important emails, doing research, working, exercising, and so on. Negative activities are those that take you further away from your goal, like spending time with negative people, maintaining unhealthy behavior, etc. Neutral activities are things that waste your time and don't really have any impact on your goals. like being stuck in traffic or mindlessly watching television. As soon as you have your list, you can go ahead and decide how you are going to improve your routine. At this point, you are supposed to eliminate all negative and neutral actions. If that's not possible, you might consider asking yourself, how can I turn negative and neutral actions into positive actions? For example, if you're stuck in traffic, you could listen to a podcast or an audiobook instead of just whining and complaining. The 2190 rule. This well-known rule states that it takes about 21 days to form a habit, 66 days to ingrain a habit, and 90 days to form a lifestyle. This means that if you commit to doing something daily for 21 days straight, it will most likely start to become a habit. However, if you keep at it for 66 days, it will become a habit. And if you keep doing the same thing for 90 days, it will become a lifestyle and part of your routine. That thing might be anything that changes your routine and improves your life. For example, you might want to meditate as soon as you wake up, have a cold shower every morning, or work out for 30 minutes every day. But does this rule actually work? A study published in 2009 conducted by Philippa Lally shows that things aren't that simple. And in this research, 96 volunteers tried forming a habit, and it took them anything from 18 to 254 days. It all depends on you. Ideally, it shouldn't take you longer than 30 days, but many factors come into play. However, this doesn't mean that you can't apply the 2190 rule. It just means that you can't take it as absolute truth and just keep on doing the thing every single day. Remember to exercise willpower by doing things that you don't want to do every single day. Success is a process, not an event, and only hard work and discipline will get you there. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching.